Good evening. My name is TJ Whitaker, and I'll be doing my Global Edge presentation on the potential business of the country of Brazil. I was tasked with being a business partner and going over to the country of Brazil and seeing if it was actually a good place to do business. So I was tasked with doing a little background on the country of Brazil. I actually found out that in the year of 1822 it won its independence from the country of Portugal. In the year of 1888 it abolished slavery, and which in return it actually opened the market for their coffee industry. A year later, in the year of 1889, it actually overthrew its current government, which was monarchy, and it went with the federal republic, which is democracy. Excuse me. When we actually look at the cultural side of it, Brazilians find themselves as being very tourist friendly. They have also been known to actually they lend a helping hand with tourists whenever they see them out on the street. They tend to say that they like to be nice and help strangers as much as possible. On the business side of it, they feel that it's good to speak your mind. They actually even said that interruptions during an actual discussion is considered a sign of enthusiasm, which we in the United States don't feel that way, but that's the way they feel. Now, on the actual business side of it, the United States in the year of 2019 was was in its top three trading partners, along with China and Argentina. The United States was also in the top two of both their import and export in the year of 2019. The country of Brazil took a rough turn in the year of 2016 when they had the inflation of prices going up. They had the inflation of prices going up in the year 2016. Unemployment was actually at an all-time high, and their exports was actually down. Many countries they thrive. They strive to have their agricultural business part of their country's revenue. Well, actually, in the year of 2016, it was down as well. Unemployment was at an all-time high of 10.3, and as of 2020, it had only went down to 9.16. That would be a big thing for the United States because with its agricultural business being down, and also with the unemployment still being that high, it's potential for business, especially for my company. We can take advantage of that. We can actually bring in more jobs, new jobs, creative ways to keep their crops and keep their crops and hopefully help with that export of their goods. And next, I would like to be talking briefly about my actual international business uh, in the Middle East. And I chose the country of Saudi Arabia. Of course, we know Saudi Arabia is known for oil. Um, it was oil founded in the year of 1938, and the United States took control of the company of the actual American company called Armaco. In 1973, the United States and other Western countries were boycotted by Saudi Arabia because of the October War against Egypt and Syria. Prices at that point they had quadrupled, which in many ways the price of oil had shot sky high. So when you get gas, it was at summertimes the all time high. And when I actually look at the cultural differences inside of Saudi Arabia, I found these five factors that actually stood out to me. The first being they like to take their time when they're doing business and they don't like to be rushed. A lot of times we actually do that. And in our culture, we like to go ahead and get the job done. The sooner the better. But in their culture, they like to take their time when they do things. Another thing was we find it okay to wear your actual a nice pair of jeans, properly pressed, and a good dress shirt is casual for us. Where in their culture, they like to see when you're doing business to wear three-piece suits. So I find that stand out. Some people like to, in our culture, we wear khakis, but they prefer three-piece suits and dark colors, preferably. Me, I agreed 100% with with my third factor of their cultural difference is they prohibited all alcohol in the whole country of Saudi Arabia. They take pride in actually being a drug-free country. They actually have a law that if you're caught drug trafficking, you will be put to death, no exceptions. And we all know that if that was actually over here in the United States, we would have it will be a lot of free it will be a lot of free space for the jail cells because we know 80 to 90% of all of our convicts now are in that category with drug trafficking. The fourth factor I found to be very interesting was the privacy in public. They don't do the affectionate holding hands of a husband and wife. That's not seen in the public for them. Contrary to that, if they see two men walking down the road holding hands, they actually are only seeing that as two good friends holding hands or two women swinging arms together. They find that as that being a good friendly relationship between two of the same sex. In our culture, it's not masculine for two men to be too close to each other's face, nor can we sit and hold hands. That's just not in our culture. The fifth cultural thing that I actually found was the biggest thing. I was always raised this way, and the way I was raised was a man's word was his bond, and you backed up whatever you said with a handshake of the right hand. In their culture, the only time that you actually are accepted, if you accept gifts, if you accept greetings, if you're receiving anything, it's only done with the right hand. And they actually had a funny saying because they said if you use your left hand, that was actually used for the toilet. They call that the left hand was the toilet hand. I found that to be very interesting. My ancestors, which was my great great grandfathers, they always believed that a man's word was his bond, and you shook with your right hand to seal any deal that you actually did. So I agree 100% with the actual fifth factor, because I know for me personally that's a good cultural thing, and I try to teach my children the same thing. But that's actually my time. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy.